Welcome to Nirmal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hital Dadia. We have with us Ria Singh, technical analyst, currencies joining in. Ria, welcome to the show. Ria, overall, if you see in terms of the dollar index, clearly the trend is moving upwards. However, if you see the momentum is moving lower, what's the sense that you pick up?
Well, Hiral, as said, dollar index has been factoring the rate hike, which went from 0.5 to 0.75 in the forecast and assumptions what the Fed will be doing. Because if you look at the US economy, it has been growing on at a moderate pace. But the main evil that is there that Fed has to tackle is the inflationary pressures that is coming into the economy, and which has been on a very much accelerating pace. From, if you see, within 2 months, it has reached beyond 8%. So this is one of the major reason why the market is factoring in such a huge rate hike. But I think as the Fed speech is scheduled in the evening, the aggressive tone could be maintained, but the likelihood of Fed going with a rate hike of 0.75%, the probability according to me is very low, because uh, if they go with such an aggressive rate hike, it will give a shock to the economic recovery, which is something that the Fed and the US government is trying to avoid. So I think once the Fed gives the guidelines, some of the the strength that the dollar index has been seeing could be uh, could lose some of its strength, and I think it could settle around 99 levels. So that is something that could be seen into the coming sessions. I'm not seeing dollar index maintaining the range of above 101. So I think 99 is somewhere where it could head after the Fed releases its speech, given the scenario that it goes mild on the rate hike, as the market have compensated into its trend, and probably go with other methods or other ways to get the liquidity out of the US economy.
Right. So that's with regards to where the dollar index goes. Simultaneously, if you see in terms of the Indian rupee as well, clearly in terms of the Indian rupee, we are seeing a slightly flattish move against the dollar in early trade today. What's the kind of up move are we, I mean, what's the direction are you expecting?
Well, I think as far as Indian rupee is concerned, it is heavily relied on what the Fed will do in today's session, and this is one of the reason why we are seeing such a flat and consolidated range. From past 2 days, it has been on the recovery mode because as there is borrowing that is scheduled from the government, and if you look at the RBI, if you look at the RBI, they have already started. They have sold off bonds into short term, medium term, and long term uh, tenures. So 130 millions, even if you look in that context. So whenever they sell, there is some liquidity that is sucked out of the market. So this is one of the reasons why we have seen such 2 day session. But I think it is not sustainable, because even if you look at the overall economy and the kind of borrowing that the government has to do, I think the pressure will be on the Indian rupee. And if Fed goes with a much quicker tightening policy, and if you look at the RBI trajectory, they are scheduled to do a rate hike in Feb 2023, and they are very much. I think they'll be very much comfortable at least till 8% in the inflation numbers. So unless that is surpassed, maybe the liquidity tightening will be coming through the swap method, or through the the scheduling of the bond sale. But otherwise there is not much intervention that will be done on the central bank part. So 75.50 is the maximum downside that one could see into the Indian rupee, and it has maintained that safe level for quite a period of time. So anyhow, 75.50, 75.25 is the major downside that one could see. But if that level comes, it is clearly a buy on those levels.
Right. And overall, with regards to the yen as well, now Japan is clearly warning of an economic fallout because of the weakening yen. But do you think there is a possibility that the yen could weaken to levels of 135 per the dollar in the near future?
Yes, very much. Because see, even if you look at the 2 days, the fall that has come into the USD JPY strength is purely on the back of the dollar index coming down from 100.60 levels. So that is what reflecting into the 2 day session. But if you look at the intervention part, there is no such statement that has come from Bank of Japan or from the Finance Ministry of Japan. So unless they intervene into the yen, unless that happens, some step is taken to curb the depreciation of the yen, there is no downside level that will be seen for the Japanese yen. So the overall is still bearish on the Japanese yen.
Right. So any strategies that you would recommend for today, Ria?
The Okay, one could definitely see, if you look at the USD INR, it has been trading in quite a flat momentum. So I'll say out the level for the same. I think if you look at the USD INR, 76.12 has been maintained. So that is a very 76 is a very important support. So maintain that as a support, and if there is a bounce back and breakout of 76.35, one could definitely go for a buy of 76.50, 76.65. But this is a very long range, so maintain 76 as a very strong uh, stop loss or as a support into the Indian rupee. The second thing that one could look for is going long into the Euro INR. Euro USD has been onto a positive side for for 3 sessions now, and I think it will be reflected into the Indian pair as well. So Euro INR could be buy at 83.32 for a target of 83.50 with stop loss at 83.12. So these two strategies one can follow.
Right. And there's a question coming in, Ria, with regards to a strategy for pound, USD and pound.
For pound INR or pound USD?
Pound USD, USD pound.
Okay, so pound USD, I think it has been, if you look, it has been in line with the Euro USD strength. But again, there has been quick sentiment that has been coming in, positive sentiment because of the tightening of the policy. And but the major reason why it can go up till 1.3119 levels. So this is the maximum level. This is a major resistance into the pair. If there is a breakout of this level, it can head and it can head towards 1.32 levels as well. But one should consider the major fundamental is the cost of living in the whole UK economy is at high, at a very high level. Is at par. So if the finance minister from UK comes in with some positive statement, it could it could correct some bit. But I think for now it is very much safe to buy into the pound USD for a target of 1.311, 1.3149. So these are the two levels, not much unless the breakout happens.
Right. So these are few of the strategies one should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Ria, so much for joining in. Thank you, participants, as well.
Thank you, Iran.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.